enter this world.
Oh, but he is recognizing me.
Who is he?
The one who waits.
Open fire!
Why does it have to be this?
Your fight is with me!
Well, that was, dramatic, to say the least. That's right, folks, the time to be an obsessive Whovian has arrived once more, because much like Eurovision, people were tuning into BBC One, but not for Strictly Come Dancing. For the first time in months, we now have a new trailer for the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials releasing later this year. Still don't have an official release date, though. Anyway, since Whovian fever has once again swept the nation, I think it's time I talked about why the show's return this year is a huge deal. Let's talk about it. So let's start off with what the most obvious reason is for Doctor Who's return being a huge deal. Russell T Davies. Now, for those of you who somehow have no idea who this man is, Russell T Davies is one of, if not the greatest TV writers working today. Because not only has he written for Doctor Who and ran the show from 2005 to 2010, but he's also written shows such as Years and Years, Queer as Folk, and It's a Sin, all of which are beloved by many. The announcement of Russell's return came in September of 2021, where it was announced he would be returning to helm the show's 60th anniversary and beyond. When asked about why he returned, Russell said, and I quote, "The real answer is that I still love it. You do spend your years away from Doctor Who, always watching it, always thinking of ideas, thinking about how I would expand it, thinking of stories. It never goes away. I've been inventing stories in my head ever since I was about 6, so when I left the show, that doesn't stop." Now, Russell's return has been a very welcome surprise for many fans, as it marks the first time a showrunner has returned, at least in the modern run of the show. But moving on, there's also a lot of other reasons why Doctor Who's return is a big deal, so let's get to those.
How bad could I possibly be? Let's see.
All the customers are paying. And the money's multiplying.
So for many fans, this man was the Doctor. In 2005, Christopher Eccleston's Ninth Doctor bid adieu to Rose Tyler and he regenerated into a Scotsman. Not the first time this has happened, but the actor in question didn't use his authentic accent. Also not the first time this has happened. In 2006, Doctor Who began exploding with popularity with a new Doctor that everybody loves. More or less. David Tennant captivated audiences with his turn as the Doctor, and played that role for 3 seasons and a few specials afterwards, after departing the show never to return. Anyway, whilst he did return for the show's 50th anniversary special, it wouldn't be until 2022's The Power of the Doctor where Tennant would officially mark his comeback to the show, along with Russell T Davies himself. Tennant this time around is playing the 14th Doctor and not the 10th, which marks the first time that a previous actor to play the Doctor returns to play a new incarnation. Metacrisis does not count. But in all honesty, seeing David return to the show in such a manner is really exciting for me, whilst I did get into Doctor Who just after he left the show because Matt Smith was my Doctor. I began watching episodes from his tenure in the interim between Matt Smith's respective seasons at that time, and it's why David Tennant has always been my favourite actor to play the Doctor, though that may change once Ncuti Gatwa finishes his first series. Another point we can make about Doctor Who being a big deal now is that the show, much like a certain BBC soap opera, has been able to book some bigger names to star in the show. EastEnders, for example, introduced the character George Knight, played by Colin Salmon, who starred in the Resident Evil movies, Arrow, Alien vs Predator, and even had a role in the Bob Odenkirk film Nobody, which I desperately need to watch. He's also played the role of Agent Carson in the VR game Blood and Truth, a game that I have played actually. It's very good. But back on topic, one big name that's been signed to Doctor Who is Neil Patrick Harris, known for his work on How I Met Your Mother as the womanising rival to Joey Tribbiani. Just for the record, Friends and How I Met Your Mother aren't in the same universe, that's just a joke. Now, Neil Patrick Harris will be playing the Celestial Toymaker, previously played by Michael Gough. How and why the Toymaker looks different has not been confirmed, but I'm fairly certain he could be a Time Lord, but that's also a very weird conspiracy theory. Anyway, with Series 14 there's also a lot of big names being signed, with Ncuti Gatwa being one of them. This guy is easily the best part of Sex Education, for me at least, even if Season 4 was somewhat of a letdown. Still need to watch it a couple times before I form a complete and final opinion though. Outside of that, actors including Jonathan Groff, Indira Varma, Lenny Rush, Anirudh Barnard, and even Jinx Monsoon of RuPaul's Drag Race fame are all starring in this upcoming season. I don't know too much about any of their work prior, but it's going to be exciting to see bigger names in the show now. Now this last part is important for a few reasons. Last year we got the news of Disney Plus acquiring the rights to stream Doctor Who for the US and what is likely other countries. I think this is pretty good because, in case you haven't noticed, Disney's name attached to anything is a pretty big fucking deal. And I'm holding out hope that we'll get to see the stagecraft tech used in production for the show now. For those who don't know, stagecraft is the projection tech created by Greg Fraser and I believe George Lucas's company Industrial Light and Magic for The Mandalorian, another Star Wars thing. It's been used for other projects like The Batman, as Greg Fraser served as the cinematographer on that project, and it was also used for Thor Love and Thunder, which was okay, I guess. I plan on going more in depth on the stagecraft tech in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But in conclusion, I think that Doctor Who's return in what I believe is just over a month is a huge deal, because big names are returning, and being signed on of course, and Disney Plus is now backing the show, which will give RTD and the Doctor Who team the chance to finally do something new with the show. But that's going to bring things to a close here. Are you excited for Disney Plus to deal with the BBC? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, then be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any videos. Also check out the YouTube community tab, where I'm going to be posting stuff about upcoming videos and possibly some film and TV news. Again, still trying to gear the channel towards more of that content. But anyway, thanks for watching and I will see you all soon.